Hi everyone and welcome to part 11 of my Mass Effect 3 Insanity No Upgrade Run walkthrough. So we are on Rannoch, it's the Quarian homeworld, and we are going to... well, we have two missions here. The first one is in the Geth consensus, which is a no fighting mission. You have to just explore and do some shit that actually no, not bad at all, but it's nothing difficult, so I'm not gonna record that mission. But this like part 2 in Rannoch is the actual mission where we're going to face Geth forces. We're going to fight 4 Geth primes. That's the Geth that launch missiles and spawn drones and mini turrets. Really difficult. 4 of them at the same time. Died a lot in that part. And at the end of this video is the Reaper boss, which is something that resembles a boss. So it could be called a boss fight. So a couple of news. This walkthrough at the moment that I'm talking right now, I'm stuck, as I was hoping it will happen. Well, not hoping, I was like expecting it will happen. I'm stuck on the Cerberus headquarters, what I will say almost the final mission of this no upgrade run, because I remember if you watch the previous mission, I think it was the previous mission, I did mention that if I was able to defeat Kai Lang with the Phantoms and the sort of boss fight that battle represents, then the last mission doesn't have a boss fight. It's just a difficult mission, yes, but nothing that I haven't done before. So it's kind of like the most difficult part of this no upgrade run, if I ever could do it, because I remember I started this without knowing if this was possible, because there is simply no runs like this of Mass Effect. There are no upgrade runs in the internet, so I was curious about how that come to happen. Maybe no one wanted to do. I mean, I died a lot in these missions. I have like 3 more missions to go. The third one is including the one that I'm stuck in, so I guess it was difficult. It was not the most difficult game that I played. Insanity is nowhere near as difficult as other games, but with a no upgrade run it was really difficult. The thing that makes the difference here, the thing that allows me to move forward even when I am in a no upgrade run, is the weapons. Having the pistol and the mattock really makes a difference. These two weapons packs a punch that is almost as hard. It makes Insanity a less difficult difficulty. That sounded redundant, but whatever. So we are at the end. We are almost half of August when I'm recording this. What am I gonna tell you? It's really boring. I am planning to cover other games. There is no new games at all. I'm planning to cover other games at the same time that I will begin covering Metal Gear Solid 5. I can tell you what I'm planning. I think I have it on a little file here. Let me bring it up. Where did I fucking here? So yeah. So I guess this will end up being like a sort of channel update, something like that. So I'm planning to move if I finish this. If I don't finish this, I will. This will stay until I finish it. But at the moment, as I said, I'm stuck in the boss of Kai Leng, which is actually a fucking horrible boss fight, because he has minions. That's the difficult part. The minions. Kai Leng doesn't kill me at all. It just spawns 2 fucking phantoms, and they charge you. At the same time, there are other soldiers, and it's just a hell of a fight. It's hellish. I'm trying to come up with a strategy or something that's solid, but it's based on so much luck. If they're going to hit you, if they're not gonna hit you, if the phantoms are going to charge you immediately, or they're going to charge your squad mates instead. That can give you a little breather room. It's truly insane how much luck is involved in that encounter. So that's what's keeping me from finishing it. So, as I said, I'm going to cover Devil May Cry 4 in Dante Must Die difficulty. I wanted to cover it because I did Legendary Dark Knight because it was fun, and so I could use Virtual. But I wanted to have a Devil May Cry Dante Must Die difficulty. I'm going to cover Devil May Cry 3 later, but since the special edition of Devil May Cry 4 is still somewhat current, a recent develop, I will cover Dante Must Die. And now I think I'm going to cover it, though I'm not going to cover it with Nero and Dante, because that's everywhere, right? That's has been done to death. And I'm not going to cover it with Virtual again, because that will be overkill. So I'm going to cover it with Lady and Trish. And since I already played a lot with Lady and Trish, and Lady doesn't feel anywhere near as a normal character, because almost all his attacks come from range, and are missiles, pistol and shotgun attacks. I'm going to do I'm going to purposely do an S rank on all missions. I'm going to go for a Dante Must Die S rank on all the missions, because that's going to give a higher level of difficulty. I don't think the game is easier with Lady and Trish at all. I think it's actually harder in some parts, because Lady is horrible. I don't like Lady at all. When you get Trish in the game, she's actually very good. She's actually very, very strong, and has a lot of cool attacks. A lot of very cool attacks. She's actually fun, really fun to play. But you most of the time you get Lady, and Lady is tricky. It's not spam the missiles, because that's the thing. If I wanted to do a Dante Must Die with whatever ranking that I get, you will see me spam missiles at all enemies. Just spam the fucking missiles and you'll get through all the missions. Now you won't get through the bosses by spamming missiles at all. You have to have a strategy against the bosses, even with Lady. But it's rather easier if you go for no ranking at all. But because I don't like to do things that are easy, because I don't know, I'm stupid I guess, I'm going to go for an S rank in all missions. So S ranking with Lady and Trish, that's going to be a thing. That's going to be coming out at the same time that I will begin to cover Metal Gear 5. I think I do both things, because Devil May Cry is really something you can pick up and play, and Metal Gear 5 I will be rushing the story on on normal and recording on hard. So, but and then I'm going to, I guess, S rank Metal Gear 5 as well, but that's going to come later. Now, what else? I want to kind of do something new with Dark Souls 1. I mentioned this before. And I've been thinking, well, what could I do with Dark Souls 1 that hasn't been done a lot in the internet? Because everything has been done with Dark Souls. And because Dark Souls 3 is going to come out next year, and it looks actually good, I wanted to do kind of like a tribute. I wanted to cover Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, but in some way that is never been done, because believe me, everything has been done with Dark Souls, but something hard. And I did wrote down Dark Souls 1 SL1 first, NC plus 7, and I'm going to go through all NCs until reaching plus 7, which is technically the hardest. New game is plus 6 technically, because new game is just new game 0, but whatever, well, let's just call it NC plus 7 because that's more commonly known. So SL1 NC plus 7 cursed, so I can basically I can't get hit once. No shields, that means no blocking against anything. The dusk ring on, that means even less HP. Naked, with no armor. Perma Gravelorded, that means that I'm going to use the mod that Gravelords every level. And no fucking rings. That's really hard. I don't think I saw no rings. Maybe it exists, everything exists, but I don't think. I'm going to have to use a ring when I have to go to fight the 4 kings, the Artorias of the Abyss ring. So that's necessary, but whatever rings that is not really necessary for the game, I will not use. Also, I will use no magics or miracles. I will not heal myself, because why will I heal myself if I get killed in one hit? And I will do no range combat. That means I will not use any bow or weapon that is not melee. I'm basically going to use the reinforced club and nothing else. And that sounds really difficult. Like, that sounds awesomely difficult. So if I can do that with Dark Souls 1, even if it is it sounds impossible, right? That's what I'm attracted to with this. Everything that I just named sounds impossible. It sounds impossible to go through Dark Souls 1 with these limitations. And that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. I want the limitations to sound impossible, so I can go in and have a war with the fucking game. And if I came out standing, if I succeed, it's going to be a hell of a walkthrough, because I'm not gonna rush the levels. I'm going to face normal enemies and the bosses, so it's going to be a fucking really exciting walkthrough. It's not gonna be live commentary, because there is no way I can do live commentary. This is really difficult, almost impossible, I would say, but it will be pre-recorded. And if I succeed with that, eventually, this is all going to come before Dark Souls 3, by the way. I'm going to cover Dark Souls 2, the latest version, which I ended up buying for the PS4. the scene of the first, the scholar of the first scene. Sorry. So the Dark Souls 2 run, I will do live commentary because I'm nowhere near. I feel like doing NG+7 or try to do NG+7 again. Not because it's difficult, but because it's boring. It's just boring. So I'm going to do an SL1 NG Plus because the game changes in NG Plus. No shields again. This is all Dark Souls 2. No rings again, unless the game requires, like the king's ring to opening doors and stuff like that. Again, no magic, no miracle, no hexes, no healing at all. I can heal. I could heal in here because probably not all the enemies are going to kill me in one hit. But I'm not going to heal. I'm not allowed to use the Estos. And again, no range combat, only weapon combat, which is probably going to be. Well, I don't know. I might do something with two weapons maybe, but it's not going to be range combat. So that's Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, later, before Dark Souls 3. Of course, I'm going to play Uncharted Collection. I'm going to cover both 3 games of Uncharted Collection in the new hardest difficulty, which I really don't know what's the name still. And yeah, I think that's everything for now. I think that covers everything that I like. So I'm going to try to finish Mass Effect 3. I'm going to cover DMC4, Dante Must Die with Lady and Trish, S rank, all missions. Going to cover Metal Gear 5. It's going to be really special, I think. It's going to be really cool. Later I'm going to cover Uncharted Collection on the new difficulty, the hardest difficulty. And I think after that I'm going to go straight to Dark Souls 1 and 2. Of course I'm going to begin playing Dark Souls 1 before the walkthrough gets polished, because I have to go to NG+7 manually. I won't cheat. I won't use cheat engine to go to N+7 because I have to learn strategies with all these limitations. I have to, because I'm not going to. I can. It's going to be super difficult if I don't learn strategies beforehand. So Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and I guess I could probably cover some other game that comes out, but I don't see myself doing something for Fallout, which I am going to play maybe, but I don't think I'm going to cover. Maybe I'll blow something, of course. And for now I think that's everything. In some point I would like to cover Alan Wake in the hardest difficulty, which I don't remember the name. Was it Nightmare? I don't remember. And I would like to cover Deus Ex Human Revolution in a ghost playthrough. That's kind of like No One Sees Me and I Kill No One. Those two are also coming somewhere. And when Dark Souls 3 comes out, I'm going to cover the shit out of it, because it's going to be probably the highlight of my year. And I guess Uncharted 4 could be the highlight of my year too. Yeah. It's looking really grim out there, guys. For new games, I mean. Maybe everyone is expecting the new Star Wars Battlefront, and everyone is expecting a new Battlefield, and I don't know, all those games that were mentioned. But I just expect like 1% of everything that was mentioned, like Dark Souls 3, Uncharted 4, and maybe I don't want to say that's it, but at this time I don't really recall anything more interesting or worth mentioning than these two games. Kinda sad. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. This ended up being a channel update. We'll see each other in part 12. Take care.